You're live! I'm live. She's alive. Weird science. Dun-dun. Bits and pieces everywhere. Weird science. Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee. Okay. I think I've done everything. Okay, so welcome. Good morning and welcome to this Sunday morning stream. I do these streams every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. UK time and every Thursday evening at 8:30 p.m. UK time. And you can watch on YouTube and you can ask questions during the live stream through Skype. And my Skype address is Rebekah Maroon. And if you're new to watching me, it's best that your questions are very, very clear and they're very to the point. So I find it very hard to understand things. It's like clearness. So, yeah. And that's through Skype. Once a month, I do a private meeting, which you can join. And there's more info about that on my website, rebekahmaroon.com. And this is all linked below in the box. So you can find out more about that there. And the next one is September now. The second Sunday in September. So it will be the 9th of September, the next one. So I'll just do an introduction before I open for questions. You can send them in now, but I like to just sit for a while and let the introduction come out, just to set the tone of the talk, and then I'll answer the questions through Skype. So how beautiful this is. What more could you possibly want than this? My lips are dry. I don't like dry lips. I have to oil them. Oops. It's better. So I've called this stream, Is This a Dream? Is this a dream? I was torn between that and what is this? I was going to call it, what is this? But then, is this a dream? Just flowed. I was going to say flew. It just flowed and it felt, yes, is this a dream? Is this a dream? And you'll see there is no question mark in that title. This isn't a question. So this is happening. All of this is happening. It just all seems to appear. It's amazing how this appears. In deep sleep, there is nothing. There is nothing. And then this happened. Life happens. Life appears. And there seems to be a continuity about it. So there seems to be the same kinds of thoughts about the same kinds of subjects that appear. It seems to be the same house. It seems to be the same circumstances. This appears. This happens. And we don't know what this is. We don't know how this is appearing. We don't know why this is appearing, why this is happening. All we have, or all there is this happening. This is happening. What joy, what freedom. It doesn't require anyone to crank this machine up, to start the machine up of thought, to start the machine up of seeing and hearing a movement. This is happening. What absolute freedom. What absolute non-involvement. What absolute non-doership? What absolute mystery? What absolute joy? What absolute love? But what happens is, in humans, a part of that cranking up, a part of this appearance can involve an appearance of someone, a sense that this is happening to someone, a sense of a position of someone, a sense of separation. Can also appear that I exist, this I as something separate, a separate part of this. And that apparent position of a separate part, a separate someone, is not true. It's something that appears. It's an illusion that appears, giving the impression that this is happening to someone, that there's someone in this experiencing separately. With this appearance of a separate someone, there is suffering. So what is being spoken about in non-duality is the collapsing of that illusion, the ending of that illusion, the end of that apparent someone, that illusion, veiling the actual experience, the freedom. The end of that someone stepping up, claiming this, claiming a reality, claiming to exist, and claiming to be true and real. This is what is spoken about. That shift or that changeover from there being someone, there being a separate entity, there being a me, a sense of a me experiencing, to nothing and everything simultaneously. That emptiness and that fullness simultaneously. That emptiness appearing as form. That silence appearing as sound, as everything. But what seems to happen is when that sense of someone is still there, it's a claimer. It's trying to find wholeness, trying to find this end. So it's taking things in and claiming them as part of its trolley, as part of its basket, trying to find this completion, trying to add things to itself to feel whole and complete. And so it takes non-duality, it takes everything as being something it can possibly have to add on. So it takes what is being spoken about in these talks and it thinks it's talking about it. It thinks this is something for it to have, for it to understand, for it to work out, for it to arrive somewhere, for it to know something, for it to achieve something, for it to become a speaker, for it to arrive at this place of, I've got it. But that whole reality is a dream. That whole reality isn't true. Because it isn't true. This separate person and its dream isn't true. So you could say it's a dream within a dream. Like, this is a dream. This is a dream happening. Like, this isn't real. It's an appearance. And then in this dream appears an illusion, a dream of this I exist, of I am someone in this dream. But it itself is a dream, appearing in this waking dream. But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. Don't take this to be anything meaningful or anything true and real. These words that are being spoken aren't true and real. This chair being sat upon isn't true and real. Nothing is true and real. And that seems really far-fetched. How can it not be true and real? It's here, I can see it, I can touch it. But even in science, it's been known for a long time now that matter isn't actually a thing. It's empty. It's emptiness. Appearing as seemingly appearing as a thing, appearing as hardness. But it's empty. It's empty. How amazing is that? Like, you can zoom in so much and see that a chair isn't actually a solid thing. This leg isn't actually a solid thing. It's emptiness. And yet, the experience of being human it's seemingly touchable. It's seemingly feelable, as if it's a solid thing. And I can't put my hands through this chair. Some humans, few, claim they can walk through walls and doors and things, and that is possible. But this human has never trained in that, and at the moment can't do that. So this isn't about like what words can I use? What words to use? My brain gets a bit woo. Like, it's not about physically breaking the laws of physics or the rules of this. Apparently it can be done, but that isn't what I'm talking about. Being some superhuman that can do these wonderful things or seemingly impossible things. It's a knowing of this beyond intellectually knowing that this is empty. It's never really been about walking through walls and doors and breaking the rules of physics. That's not going to lead to freedom. Being able to do those things, put your leg behind your head and all these different things. That isn't freedom. If there's still someone seemingly existing as a separate someone, no matter what you achieve, it will never be enough. It will never be enough. And this has to be seen. This has to be seen. That form isn't it. No matter how rich you become, no matter how many people love you, how famous you become, no matter what you have and can do and achieve, it's never going to fulfill you. It's never going to take away that sense of incompletion. I think rich people who have achieved these things can see no matter what they have, there's still that ache, there's still that not enough. This isn't it. The acquiring wasn't it. I still feel like shit. I'm still uncomfortable. I need to use these objects to try and numb that, to escape that, to run away from that. So what is being spoken about is absolute freedom beyond this appearance, beyond circumstances, situations, what you have, what you don't have, the character flaws, beyond any of that, beyond the human. And this is heard beyond the human, because the human can only exist in the human realm, can only exist in this reality. This is being spoken beyond the human. And that's where the resonance is, beyond that human. And the human goes mad trying to find it in the human realm. But this is not about you. It's not about you, the human, you, the character. This affects the character, it affects the human. but it's not about the human. So how is this possible? How is this possible? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know. It just is. It just is. Hi, Dee Dee. Thank you. Good to see you this morning. Love from Egypt. Okay. Hi. It says Hong Kong on your Skype thing. Egypt. Hi, Asborn. Good introduction. Hi, Lewis. There is always that nagging question when there is this seeing of wholeness. How do I know that it isn't just a brain state? Because when this collapse happens, the changeful is seen to be what it is, changeful. And so any state that appears, it is that, a state that appears. When that beyond the movement is seen or is, then it wouldn't matter what happened. It wouldn't matter what appeared and disappeared. Obviously, in the human reality, it matters when things are there and not there. But I mean, ultimately, when this shift or this change happens, it's just so clear that whatever you thought you had, whatever you thought you understood, wasn't it. It was an idea, a thought, a changing state that wasn't actually a reality. So whatever you think you know about this can only just be that, a thought. So then the question of, is this thought true? Is this thought real? Is this thought what you're talking about? No, it can't be. Because it's a moving, changing thing. It's there, it's not there, it's there, it's not there. I agree, I disagree. This is changing. What can appear and disappear can only be part of the dream. Can only be an appearance. What allows all appearances? But can never be a thing. Thank you. Hi, Danny. Hi, Rebecca. I'm so glad to have made it to the live stream. Real or not, I don't know how to reliably get to awakeness. I've been relying on YouTube. Real or not. Well, you can't. You can't. Who is this you that wants to arrive somewhere? That wants to wake up? This is an exposing of that, a questioning of that. Is that really a separate someone? Does that someone really exist as a reality? Thank you. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Paul. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Danny. This is already wakefulness. This is already freedom. What is that appearance that's wanting to get somewhere? Who is this one? Who is this one who feels they exist? Hi, Donnie. Really beautiful. This is Lewis. There is a desire for this seeking to end. It's so frustrating. Yeah. Well, this seeking is the frustration. This one who's so frustrated by the seeking is the seeker. it splits into two, like it's the same thing. But can you feel that? Obviously, you can feel it. You can feel the frustration, that energy, that seeking. And this isn't about escaping that, actually. This isn't about escaping that energy of seeking, that energy of frustration, of trying, of uncomfortableness. This is it. I'm actually pointing back to that. To that raw experience. And letting that rip through. We're so used to covering stuff up, covering it up, just to put on the face and exist in the world. We cover up what's really happening underneath. Including this human. I experience a lot of anxiety, and I've always been covering it up. And actually, this is coming back to that, what's being avoided. It's the end of pretending you're something else than what you are, than what this body and human is. Going back to that animal state, that raw animal state, that honesty, that vulnerability, that openness. This awakening is not what you think. You think it's like it's really coming back to the actual experience, not escaping into some kind of spiritual realm where everything's pretty and nice and peaceful. It's really coming back to this raw animal, this raw human experience. How beautiful. How freeing. How freeing to be what you are as a human. Obviously, in that there are rules, and we play, and we partake in the rules to an extent, but we've become so conditioned into that game of playing, of the rules of society. We've lost track or touch with what we really are underneath that. And it's uncomfortable not being true to what you are. It's uncomfortable. And being spiritual is just another cloak you're putting on. This is true nakedness, true honesty. Thank you, whoever that was. Oh, okay. This one thinks about living and hopes that its thoughts are reality. Yeah. Yeah, but you can't be content. You can't be content as you are. It's a nice idea. I'll just be content as I am. But when that seeking is there, when you are there, you can't be. that is what happens as part of the awakening. There's like a contentment, but it's not a person. You can't do that as the person. It's just part of what happens as the seeking lessons and lessons. And there's a falling in love. Falling in love with what you are. Yes, of course. I suppose the real problem is the desire to be free of all this anxiety. Yeah. This is it. This is it. And whatever appears is it. And while there's an apparent person there will be a seeking to get something or move away from something. So you can't make this fit into the person reality. Oh, I'll accept it. Oh, I'll just learn to love. You can't. While that you is there, you'll be seeking. It's just the way it is. This is talking about the end of that you. That is the only freedom. You can learn to accept the person or the character. You can learn to ease the character, its stuff. Sort out all its conditioning, all its not conditioning, sort out all its traumas and try to get some kind of clarity about them. And that helps. It helps the human to understand itself, to understand its patterns, to understand its conditioning, to understand its traumas. Very helpful. Very helpful. And this happens as part of this awakening, I feel. As part of this fullness, this happens. But you won't find freedom in that. That's endless. That's endless. Because this is endless. This is endless. There's no limitation on this. There's no start, there's no end. This isn't form. Only form has starts and ends. This body was born and it will die at some point. What is really experiencing this, what is looking now, what is speaking now, is not limited to form. It appears as form, as everything, but it's not limited to that. It has no qualities, and yet is the appearance of all qualities. Nothing can exist without it. And this has to be discovered. Not by a form, not by you. It's just revealed. It's revealed to be all there is. What life? There's a fear of what life will be like without a sense of me. Yeah. Well, I'm not here to take away that fear. In one way, in discussing this, I am taking away that fear, but in another way, I'm also allowing that fear. We're welcoming that fear to expand and to be open, to allow it to come up, to rip the body apart, metaphorically, energetically even. This awakening is not some joke. It's not some theoretical thing. It's been spoken about for aeons. Is it aeons or eon? For ages. But it's not a mental theory thing. A lot of religions have become theory. I wasn't happy with that. I wanted to actually know God, to experience it rather than just believe it. And I wanted the actual experience of it. I wanted to meet God, to really not just pray and do the singing in church and the clapping, and it's beautiful, but it wasn't enough. Just a theorizing of it. And same with non-duality, it becomes a theory, just a knowledge that you know the non-dual concepts, the ideas, but this is an actual shift that happens, an actual change that happens, seemingly. It's a serious thing. So awakening, it's not just a thought thing, it's an energy. It's an energy. And once you've been touched by this message, it's too late. I love that. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. This is it. So beautiful. So beautiful. Crucifixion has started. Yeah, that's exactly the feeling here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's been really, really lovely. Thank you for joining, and I'm back on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Enjoy. Bye.